At the bottom of your menu here, we have the scrubber. When you click on the scrubber, it'll give you two drop downs. You'll have to scroll down just a little bit here, and you'll see landline removers, and you'll see TCPA scrubber. Now the landline removers from that screen, you can actually scrub for both landlines and TCPA. So if you're looking to scrub for both, what you'll want to do is go to the landlines. If you were, however, just wanting to scrub for TCPA, you would go to TCPA only. Now the charge for these, it's 0.002 cents for landline removers, and then 0.0015 cents for TCPA. So together, if you wanted to scrub for both, it would be 0.0035 cents per lead to scrub for both. In this case, I'm going to go ahead and scrub for both. So we're going to go to our landline removers here. And when I open up this screen, you'll see this button at the top right that says Scrub Landline Data. I'm going to click that button. And in this Choose File column here, we're going to go ahead and click that, and we're going to choose the file we want to import. Now you want to make sure that your file is an Excel or CSV file, and you also want to make sure that that file has headers. So if, for instance, the column names, so first name, last name, whatever your column names are, we're actually going to map those here in a second. But what we're going to do for now is go ahead and select that file and hit open. And now you'll see once we've opened that file here, we have another little section that popped up in here. This is where we're actually going to define mapping for the phone number. So this is the column that we're going to select here in the mapping. We're going to select our phone column, whether that's called phone or cell phone or mobile phone, whatever your column name is, that's the one we'll want to select. So I'm going to select phone here. And you'll see also, if we wanted to just do landlines, this is all we would do. We would just put in the phone column and we'd hit start scrubbing. But if we also want to combine and do TCPA as well, we're going to hit this little toggle that says enable TCPA scrubbing. Once we toggle that, you'll see a few different options pop down below. TCPA is already selected. The only other one we're going to select here is DNC complainers. Once we have both of those selected, we mapped the phone column, we're going to hit start scrubbing here. Now, depending on how large your file is and how many columns or how many rows there actually are, sometimes this might take several minutes. For us, this one is just 10 contacts as an example, so it'll move pretty quickly. But it is scrubbing for both landlines and TCPA. You'll see here, these particular contacts, because they're fake contacts, they did not show in this. It shows as an invalid number because they're fake contacts. But if they were actual mobile numbers, it would show here as mobiles. Okay, now that our scrubber is done scrubbing, you can see of those 10 records that we scrubbed, 2 came back as legitimate mobile numbers, 2 came back as landlines, 1 came back as invalid. So the only 2 that we actually have that are valid mobile numbers, and this one in this example contacts, of course, we just put in a couple of random numbers to do this demo here. But with this clean data, this is what will actually get imported into our system. So now that we've scrubbed, what we're going to do is we're going to hit import clean data. And from here, we're going to map our columns. So these fields are the ones that we have available in the system. Over here on the right is where you'll map the specific columns. So first name to first name, last name to last name. We're going to do phone, email, and we don't have gender in our file. So we're going to go ahead and just skip over that one. We're going to go then to date of birth, type and company we also don't have, so we're going to skip those. but we are going to go address, city, state, and zip code. County we don't have, and then we don't have any notes in our file either, so we're just going to skip these last two. Select tag to attach here. If you wanted to, for instance, categorize your leads or label them so you know which lead vendor you used. Say, for instance, you were trying out several different lead vendors. You could select a tag upon importing these contacts. That way you know where they came from. We usually don't recommend this, but it is absolutely an option if you wanted to kind of categorize those leads and know which leads vendor those leads came from. The next thing we'll want to do is just link it to a text strip. So these text strips, these are the ones that we have in the system. Now, if you don't have a text strip set up yet, the one that we have in here is the initial intro drip. This is like a template. So if you wanted to put it in this one, and then on your next call, you can add in a new drip. Or you can adjust this one here. You can absolutely put them in the intro drip and then adjust it from there. It's not going to start sending out these contacts immediately. You can also see this drip is paused. Now, if you had another drip, say for instance, you were a real estate wholesaler, or you were selling Medicare, or you were selling, T65 Medicare, perhaps life insurance, health insurance, you can have specific drips for those, and you can import contacts specifically into those drips. Now, because this is just an example demo, I'm going to go ahead and just put ours into this intro text strip here. Once I do that, you'll see there's also an option to force link here. We don't have to worry about this. This is something we very seldom ever use. We don't even really recommend it. It's just here if needed. All it does is it moves your contacts into a new text strip, even if they're already in the system. This is a brand new import, so it's not something that applies to us. So we're going to go ahead and now hit import. And what it's going to do is it's going to take those two contacts here, and it's going to move them into our contacts page. So we can see here, those two new contacts are now here in our contacts page.